All right, everyone who is watching in this channel, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is the United Matters channel. It's the Match Day Live. Manchester United entertaining Man City at the Old Trafford. The starting 11s are already out, and hope you guys are here to obviously get to know exactly how this fixture is obviously going to transpose to either Manchester United or to the side of Manchester City. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's really a bad lineup, as I brought you a story early today about how Eric Ten Hag is doubtful about the fitness of Sergio Roglan and Rafael Varane. It has obviously gone ahead to come to us, and it is not into our favor, right? Man United is really having three players out, players of huge experience, players who know what it means to beat Man City, and we are totally out of this. It's really very disappointing for the fans of Man United. Now everything is really panning out at the club right now because it's really abysmal. You know, you cannot go in to face one of the best teams in the world when you're really having a shortage into your squad, and it's really bad for we the people who support the club of Man United. And we wait and see how things are really going to unveil, but it's really hard to really predict that we are obviously getting a win as predicted before, because I thought that we are also going to be having one of our best squads in here, but it looks like we are not having our best squad with us. But all in all, the game has to go on. We started the season knowing that we need to be having players here, and there is no reason, or there is no way to obviously come in here and obviously give an excuse. No excuses allowed to be given. We should just obviously get ourselves and really take ourselves to the levels it's supposed to be as Man United and really face off our problems. And through facing our problems, that's how we're obviously going to thrive and obviously get to know that it's a game that is all about us winning it and not obviously about Man City winning it, because we are playing at Old Trafford. We need to come out and obviously show them that we are the kings of Manchester. However much we are not having some good players around, we should continue doing the needful and obviously getting us progress to where we are supposed to be as a club of Manchester United. Now, for Eric Ten Hag, he has gone ahead to name his starting 11, and the same applies to the manager of Manchester City. And let's really get this going and see who has Eric Ten Hag brought and who has the manager of Manchester City brought to see to it that we take on this side. And here we go with the starting 11 of Manchester United. And it's really one of those unprecedented lineups that are going to have to be put out by the manager of Manchester United. Now, Onana is in goal, right? Andre Onana is in goal. Lindelof, Amrabat, Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Hojlund, Eriksen, Dalot, Evans, Scott McTominay. The substitutes include Bendaye, Rafael Varane, Sergio Roglan, Hannibal, Kobe Menu, Mount, Anthony Garnacho, and Anton Martial. That is the starting 11 of Manchester United. And I'm going to hit obviously read to you the substitutes too. Then we are having Ederson for Man City, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Vadio, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Julian Alves, and Erling Haaland. The substitutes are Ortega, Moreno, Phillips, Nathan Ake, Kovacic, Doku, Gomez, Matthew Nunes, Bob, and Lewis. That is the starting 11 of Manchester City as they come in through to obviously take on the side of Manchester United. And they're all here waiting to see to it that they really play this game of football and really get it done and dusted. In the way of really getting it done and dusted, they obviously get to know that they are facing one of the teams that has not been in its best shape ever since the season started. And we are all acknowledging that it might be a very hard fixture for both sides to win. Very many people have gone ahead to give it to Manchester City, but I tell you, this is Old Trafford, and my worry is in the central defense. Harry Maguire and John Evans playing into that central defense. It's obviously one of those statements that really make you nervy, and you feel like it shouldn't be this way. Why is it that on this game is when Lindelof and Sergio Roglan are not fit? How come their fitness levels are obviously not really up to the skies, But all I know is simple, that we are at Old Trafford and we can obviously do the needful and obviously get ourselves through this. Now, Onana has gone ahead to start in between the stitches of Man United. Diego Dallo is playing as the right back. Lindelof is going to play as the left back. Harry Maguire and John Evans in the central defense. This is where I'm worried. And this is where we are going to lose our game from. That is it. This is where I'm worried. The absence of Sergio Roglan and Rafael Varane has gone ahead to obviously put me in a situation where I feel like this is where we are losing the game of football, because you need that elite center back to command the central defense. That is Varane, and obviously you need Sergio Roglan to play off the left side, and we are not having them. That is really one of the biggest undoings for the club of Manchester United into this. Amrabat, Scott McTominay. It's one of those moments that you look at and really ask yourself, will it work out well? I will believe that it's going to work out well because of the energies they bring on the field of play. Because this game is about the energy, the urge, the love to play and really fight for the badge of Manchester United. And I think Amrabat has it, Scott McTominay has it. But my worry is seeing the final 11 when Eriksen has been played here and Scott McTominay has been played here. That is my problem. I like Eriksen to be played here as a number 10 because I'm 100% sure that Amrabat can easily get that ball and obviously give it to Eriksen in here for you. And it takes us to the dream world because Eriksen in these areas, he's obviously great. Bruno Fernandes being played on the wing side, I really don't like it. I really don't like it. But that's what the manager is going to hate to go for because I believe there is a better winger in Mason Mount than Bruno Fernandes. But Bruno is obviously going to close down this side, and Erik ten Hag doesn't want to see to it that they really expose us because he wants to see to it that Dallo makes this side operate by really overlapping and bringing in crosses because Rasmus Hojlund is really good on winning what we call the aerial duels, and we've not gonna hate to obviously use his best attributes on the field of play in the recent past by crossing in those balls. Marcus Rashford off the left, he's obviously going to be doing the needful to face the likes of John Stones and Kyle Walker. But all in all, it remains in the interest of many to see to it that things go on as planned. So, to my understanding, I believe it's going to be a highly contested game. That is it. It's going to be a highly contested game. Rasmus Hojlund leading the line for the club of Man United. And we are going to see how the rest is obviously going to be panning out at the stadium of Old Trafford. When we move and obviously go to the team of Manchester City, right? When we move and we obviously go to the club of Manchester City, they're having Ederson in goal, right? They're having Ederson in goal, as you see them there. Kyle Walker, Diaz, meaning that they've gone in for what we call a back three. That is it. They've gone in for back three of Vadio, Diaz, and Kyle Walker. Rodri and John Stones playing the double pivot. Then Foden, right forward. Jack Grealish, left forward. Then Bernardo Silva and Julian Alves in the central attack midfield area, and Erling Haaland is going to lead the line for the club of Manchester United. That is it, and that's what United is going to head to flaunt today as we take on the side of Manchester City. And I think it's all about us. It's all about us and how we plan to take on this game. But Casemiro missing him out wouldn't have been a very huge miss for the club of Man United, but the problem has always been Varane and Sergio Roglen. Having Harry Maguire coming into the mix to really lead that side is really very dangerous and deadly, and you don't even think that it's obviously going to become better and better and better. So we are really in trouble as a team of Man United, especially into the central defense. Let's all admit to that. Trouble has occurred to Man United. And when you look at the bench of Manchester City, they're having Calvin Phillips, Jeremy Doku, Kovacic, Matthias Nunes. It's not all that the strongest of all. And I tell you, if their first 11 cannot obviously come in through and get the job done, I think the only player they have on the bench that can change the game is Jeremy Doku. That is it. But for Man United, they have Anton Martial. I don't know why Sergio Roglen is the bench and Rafael Varane. Maybe they are not fit to play. Maybe they're not fit to play 90 minutes and they can only play 30 minutes. But Garnacho, Anton Martial can come off the bench and obviously change the game. Even Mason Mount, Kobe Menu the mix. So we wait and see how that happens. And when you see Kobe Menu, you obviously understand that Eriksen is not gonna play 90 minutes. That is it. Eriksen is not gonna play 90 minutes onto that field of play. So that is it all for the club of Man United as we take on the side of Manchester City. So I want to see your thoughts into the comment section below as I read them out, and allow me throw into this poll down here and see what your thoughts are about this game. Let me call for your predictions now. Your predictions. Your predictions now. Let me call for them. All right, let me type here. Man United win, draw, and a Man City win. I've started the poll, and now the rest is in your hands. Obviously, coming through and obviously tell me what your thoughts are about that. But already into the comment section, we are really having some people already flocking in here, telling me their thoughts about this game. First and foremost, Alal Dickens. Good evening, Mr. Aradi. I think Wolves also won against them last time. Hope and trust today is Sunday. All right. I don't really come out to really be very much negative about this, but the problem is simple. The central defense. Harry Maguire and John Evans playing against Erling Haaland is the big question. Will they weather the storm and obviously be brave to obviously stop that man from obviously coming in through and obviously breaking us down? That is the most important bit of it all. And we just need to see us playing at our best. I don't know how Amrabat is obviously going to be really played that game. Why? You need him to obviously be tracking or be playing near to Harry Maguire and John Evans because of his pace. The moment you have this guy out, isolated, that is Harry Maguire and John Evans, without any support coming in from Amrabat and maybe Scott McTominay tracking back well, we are obviously going to face it rough. That is it. But I know I keep my stance. We are winning this game. We are winning this game. And the beauty, every bad thing has its own doing. Sometimes when players like this come on the field of play who need to preach, who need to obviously prove themselves, you really believe that they have a chance to obviously show us that they are supposed to be starting. So I believe that we can pull out a moment of magic as we take on Manchester City and see how everything really pans out. But all in all, we wait and see what the result is going to be here onto this channel, and we keep it United Matters channel. But it's obviously going to be a highly contested game. I know that. Salam alaikum, Aradi. How are you doing today? It's bad to see our team to line up like this versus City. But again, it's a big game for our coach. Automatically, we have too much key players injured. So let's. All right. When I look at that 11, it shows me that we are going to play a low block. That is it. We are going to play a low block. We are going to invite the pressure from Man City. And when we invite the pressure from Man City, we are obviously going to really isolate Erling Haaland. That is it. So our press has to be really a complete press, because a partial press will lead to Man City finding a way out of us. We did it last time when we were playing them, even when Kevin De Bruyne was here, but we almost had a full starting 11. In that game, we had David De Gea in goal, Bissaka right back, left back was Tabel Malacia, central defense, it was Luke Shaw and Rafael Varane, Casemiro, Fred, and Eriksen in the midfield. Bruno Fernandes played as a right wing, Rashford left winger, and Antoine Martial was leading the line. So the only weak link into that team is the central defense. That is it. But it's high time Harry Maguire proved to us that is good, because for John Evans, I know he can put up a show. He can put up a show, but for Harry Maguire, it's high time he showed us that he can not only play good when you're playing Copenhagen and Sheffield, but he can put up a show against Manchester City. If he puts up a show today, I'm going to give a five-finger salute to Harry Maguire, and I'm going to keep respect to his name. I've seen people in the comment section always coming out and saying, Rokani, you're having an agenda on Harry Maguire. That's not it. I don't have an agenda on Harry Maguire. My problem is every player is as good as his previous 90 minutes. You know, for Marcus Rashford, when he put up 2 assists against Nottingham Forest, we went ahead and hailed him. When he puts in abysmal performances, we go for him. Not because that he's not a good player, but because of what he's going to have to put in through. If a player performs badly, we select him, you know, and if he doesn't, we obviously hail him. So let us not sugarcoat certain things. Let us not mask performances of players who perform badly. Harry Maguire has been performing badly, but the recent 2 games for Man United, he has gone ahead to look good. He has gone ahead to score a goal for Man United. He just had an assist in the game of Brentford, and he has been playing very well. But all in all, if today he proves us wrong, I'll come here and say I'm putting respect onto your name as you, the player of Manchester United. That is Mr. Harry Maguire. So all in all, Harry Maguire is really into the starting 11 of Man United, and we wait and see how that really pans out. Then we are having Kennedy Mutwalo. I think he's in South Africa, not so. May Allah protect you from bad and live longer than you think. Kennedy here from Zambia. Oh, thank you for watching with Javia, and you're saying we are winning. So I do feel a win. I feel a win all over this place, and I see us taking it to the next level. That is it. So Manchester United is taking this home, according to me, and I'm not really afraid. I'm a little bit nervy, but I think we can obviously take this to the next level by obviously winning this fixture. You know, derbies are won because of the resiliency that you put up on the field of play. They are not won because of what you do. They are won onto what you have to obviously put up when you are required to obviously come on and obviously take it to where it deserves to be. Now, Erik ten Hag has gotten certain things I was going to hate to say, and let me try and obviously try to flash them onto our screen and see, as you guys go into the live chat, and obviously tell me what your thoughts are about this beautiful game of fixture. And God does his stuff very well. You know, people have always been saying Maguire plays very well now. the grand stage has been given to him. Now let's see how he obviously proves us right that he's a defender that is needed to obviously take on that central defense of Man United, because Erik ten Hag wanted him out. The board of Man United kept him here. Now we are waiting to see how that is obviously going to be reflected into the results and how he's going to be performing. We want it to be reflected onto the pitch. That's the biggest calling of us with the fans of Manchester United. All we want is to see him really stopping Haaland, like how Lindelof, Varane, Luke Shaw, and Lisandro Martinez have gone ahead to do in the previous past, because Haaland, in the previous two games we played, leave alone the other one that ended 6-3, Haaland played into that role and he never even got a shot on target, even the FA Cup finale. Now we are waiting to see how Harry Maguire comes in through to obviously get us this, as we badly need it. Because if there is something that we badly need, is this win. We beat Man City today, we close them down as it stands. We close them down to 3 points. Closing the gap is one of the most important bits that you'll ever want to see your team do against your number one rival. They've gone ahead to dominate ever since Alex Ferguson left, and they even went ahead to win a treble last time. So after them winning a treble last season, they are doing lots of things that are not obviously making us happy as a team of Man United. But people like Harry Maguire have a chance to really prove to us that they can obviously do it when they are playing against teams like Man City. Not only when they are playing Copenhagen, but even when they are playing the side of Manchester City. Paul Mason has said Maguire hasn't got much to lose in this game. People will be expecting him and United to struggle against City. If they lose, everyone will blame him. If they win, he won't get the credit he deserves. Now, Mr. Paul Mason, I want to let you know that you need to obviously erase the blocks into your mind. Football is judged on your previous 90 minutes. If Harry Maguire comes out and puts in a very good show today, obviously I'm going to be one of the people here hailing him, and people will give him his flowers because he deserves them. But if at all he comes in through and puts in a abysmal performance, he's obviously going to be slated. That is it. He's obviously going to be slated because of his work. So Harry Maguire is blamed for his bad undoings on the field of play. And when we went ahead and scored against Copenhagen, we gave him the flowers. So I'm worried when I really look at such people who work on international media coming out and obviously putting out such statements. Harry Maguire is not targeted by anyone, but we just want to see our team winning. And they're so doing, this man is seen as a victim, but he is the orchestrator of his abuses and insults coming in from the fans. If you constantly do that, then you're obviously going to be... Look at Scott McTominay. He has gone ahead to cause us penalty in 2 games. But how many fans of United have gone ahead to obviously go after him? You know? So, Harry Maguire is obviously a culprit of his own bad doings. Ten Hag on Menu's return, he's ready to play part of the match. And that's good news because we are counting on him. He's a midfielder. We might need his qualities, his physique, his quality with the ball. He's courageous. There are 4 qualities. There are 4 qualities to make his contribution to the team. Therefore, qualifies to make his contribution to the team. Now, for Kobe Menu, I know he's not a finished article. He's a raw diamond that Erik ten Hag has to polish and make it really better. But when you look at his qualities, he is really that player that fits the Premier League. When you look at Savage, Charlie, and Zidane Iqbal, the biggest undoing of them was their physicality. They are really weak and they are not strong. Their physical build-up obviously stopped them from obviously coming in through to obviously get themselves to where they deserve to be as a team of Manchester United. But all in all, it has gone ahead to come out that Kobe Menu is back into the squad, having played 45 minutes as United played in the Under-19s Champions League with Copenhagen. He is really fully back. to obviously take us to where we deserve to be as a club of Man United. And that is Kobe Menu for you, expecting huge performances from him. And all in all, I anticipate he's obviously going to come in through and play into that double pivot with Sofian Amrabat, depending on the game situation. Because however much the manager likes Scott McTominay, but Kobe Menu is a player that is press resistant. He has the energy. He can find a pass. He has a drive. His work ethicness is really great. But in a game like this, you cannot obviously bring in a player who has not been playing any minute in Premier League football, and then you get him in there. It's like throwing him in a den of lions. So it's better, if at all Kobe Menu is to play, he should come on and play like 20 minutes, and then we see how he features in the game of Newcastle as we play against them next week on Wednesday. Now, about Eriksen, Ten Hag has the following to say about Christian Eriksen. As said, absolutely, Eriksen is one of the passers who can have a great distribution, but there are also other players in the team who have the capabilities to that. To be, he's like trying to really sugarcoat it, but no player passes the ball more than Eriksen. Eriksen is the best ball passer at Man United. And I think the second one is Lisandro Martinez. I think even Donny van de Beek can pick himself up. He can obviously be part of that. Plus players like which other player really passes that ball well? But all we can understand is he's here to do the needful for the club of Manchester United and really take us to where we deserve to be. But Eriksen has been really pivotal in the previous 3 games. We're going to have to play against Brentford, against Copenhagen, against Sheffield. Every time he comes off the bench, he changes the game. And I think Ten Hag is going to have to bring in Eriksen because of the absentia of what's the name of the guy? Because of the absentia of Casemiro, and he knows that he at least has Kobe Menu on the bench who can come on through and obviously play in one of the positions into that midfield. So that's why Ten Hag has gone ahead to go on and really did that. Then Ten Hag said, of course, when you have ball regains, everyone knows the opposition are out of position. You have to take benefit from it, and we can do better. We have to play that, be direct, but actually we have to make the extra passes. We spoke about it, and we coach the players and coach the team in training. So hopefully we can transfer that into the game. So we all know that Man City is going to be having the lion's share of the possession. That is it. Secondly, they are going to really play us off the park, and we're going to do a lot of running today. So us doing a lot of running obviously puts us in a situation of really getting us into the position that really wins this game of football. It's all about our energies and intensity. If at all our energies and intensity really is up where we deserve it to be, obviously we have to obviously take this win. One of the things I want to talk about is about using Evans and Harry Maguire's aerial threat in the set pieces. When we get corners, I would love to see us going in through and really taking ourselves to where we deserve to be as a club of Man United by using their aerial presence. We know that Johnny Evans is good at really scoring and Harry Maguire is good at meeting those balls. But how is the delivery going to be made? That is the biggest question. You understand? So I really want to see us using them, and that pass from Evans, like the one he really delivered to Bruno Fernandes in the game of Burnley. If at all he can get us like 2 to Rasmus Hojlund, I think we can really easily get a goal from that. That is it. Then we are having Ainom Gishawili. There is no technical reason why Manchester City is starting. Why Mark is starting this game, all right? Then Ainom Gishawili, and why is Bruno starting from the right wing? Ten Hag wants him there because he wants to put Eriksen into the team. I hope for a 3-2 win for Man United. That's my prediction too. 3-2 win for the club of Man United. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I sign out for now. See you later, and let me end this poll here. Let me end this poll. Manchester United, 77% win. Man City, 13 and draw is 9%. So those are the votes as they came in through. Thank you everyone who's been part of this live. We sign out. See you later after the game of football is done and dusted. I'm out.